They get ready to go each and every weekend, strapping on helmets, pads, and uniforms. Through the summer heat, the crisp and cool autumn evenings, all with the dreams of playing for a state championship. Those hours and days of practice and games culminate this weekend at Ford Field in Detroit as 8 teams will be crowned champions of football in the state of Michigan.
Every once in a while, one of those matchups presents itself where football fans say, wow, there is star power getting off the buses outside Ford Field, coming inside to settle the discussion about who is the best team in Division 4. Marine City and Detroit Country Day with stars like Jonas Gray in tow and terrific supporting casts as well. Getting set to battle. The last game of the first day of the football playoffs is upon us here at Ford Field and here on FSN. We're glad you're along with us. John Keating, joined by former Shrine High School and University of Michigan star John Wangler, and our continuing coverage of the state high school football championships. Well, John, we have seen 3 championships decided already, and we've seen a variety of styles. Everybody has their own recipe for getting it done. It's just the process of getting it done that gets to be a little tricky.
Well, you know, there are a lot of ways to make it happen. The one thing is there's no shortcut to success. These guys have all paid their dues over the summer, and this is the culmination of a lot of hard work.
Well, Country Day has a couple of stars. They have the outstanding linebacker, Kenny Demmons, who is off to Michigan to play his collegiate football, and they have the breathtaking running back, Jonas Gray.
Well, he's Mr. Everything. He's done it all. He rushed for over 300 yards that last football game when they won against Zeeland West. He's a tremendous player. He's a great competitor. He can do it all. One of the great backs in our nation. We'll get to see him here tonight.
They were down all that game against Zeeland West, but Jonas Gray said to his coach, Dan McLean, "Coach, we are not going to lose," and he had touchdown runs of 5, 65, 30, and 61 yards in that game. From the Marine City standpoint, they also have a star. They have a big, strapping quarterback, Brendan Kay, who is off to Cincinnati collegiately. But first things first, he wants to win a state championship for the Mariners.
Well, he's a great one. He's combined for 15 touchdowns, running and passing, the last 3 games. He does everything. He's got a gun for an arm. He can move. He's an athlete. He was recruited a lot of places as an athlete, and he can do it all. The success of Marine City rides on his shoulders.
In fact, he was so big when he was little. He still is big, but the Little League football programs wouldn't let him run the ball. He could only play if he agreed to throw it, and then he couldn't make the weight, couldn't play Pop Warner, but some of that size is certainly great news for Marine City as they hope to bring a football championship back. Country Day, on the other hand, wants to bring a state championship home to the vicinity of 13 Mile and Losser. Their head coach, Dan McLean, urging his guys to believe they will receive the football when the Division 4 championship kicks off next.
The MHSAA football finals on FSN Detroit are brought to you by Bell Tire. Trust it, we'll make you happy you came in. That's a promise. By Wallside Windows, we can do that. We are the factory. And by Eastern Michigan University, education first.
Back at Ford Field as the blue skies are giving way to a little bit darker skies and an intriguing coaching matchup in the Division 4 championship. There's Dan McLean of the Country Day Yellow Jackets on the left, Tony Scarcelli of the Marine City Mariners on the right. They know each other pretty well. In fact, once upon a time, they were teammates and roommates at the University of Illinois. And said Dan McLean, I've known Tony longer than I've known some of the coaches on my own coaching staff. The two schools have scrimmaged together in the past, although they haven't done that for a number of years now. But it adds a little bit of an added wrinkle into already what is terrific competition.
I feel a little safer up in the booth here, John. I played against both of them at quarterback when I was at Michigan, and they were both linebackers trying to decapitate me.
Take your head off, yeah. There's Dan McLean from the long line of McLean family members. Played for Al Fracassa at Brother Rice, as did so many great football people in the state of Michigan. But he's been coaching now at Country Day for 10 years. And his guys will get the ball first. Marine City in the black with the orange numerals. Country Day, the Yellow Jackets, wearing the white with the sparkling gold helmets. Brandon Cade kicking it off. And there is Andre Buford around the left side. Oh, he stepped out of bounds, to the great chagrin of some of the members of the Yellow Jacket coaching staff. Let's take a look at starting quarterback for Detroit Country Day. It is the converted tight end, Stefan Eid. That's why he's extremely tough, quiet leader. And as you might expect, having moved from the offensive line and a receiver position to quarterback because they needed one. The last quarterback left the football program at Country Day, and Stefan Eid has stepped right in. There's a handoff to Jonas Gray. We're going to be calling his number a lot. Steve Fauscher with a stop for the Mariners. Jonas Gray, a sensational back, one of the top recruits in the entire country. He'll play his college football at Notre Dame, but as is the case, there's something to be done first, and that's to bring a state championship to Country Day. Full house backfield for the Yellow Jackets. Gray again. Very close to a first down. Travis Osterland making the stop. You see the Mariners defensive line. Furkeron in the middle. Matiniak is their defensive leader. He is a good one. That whole linebacking core is special. John Liszczyk in the middle of the defensive backfield formation for Tony Scarselli.
Nothing fancy so far, just straight ahead football. Rip and Liz, power eye, coming right at you.
3rd and 1 now for the Yellow Jackets. There is Gray, and he falls forward, and it looks to be enough for the first down.
You're going to see a lot of power football on a Country Day. Coach McLean, Dan loves running right at you, lining up.
Look at that total, more than 2,000 yards rushing, averaging almost 8.5 yards per carry. And an inordinate amount of the offensive production that the Yellow Jackets have mustered this season, helping them to an 11-2 season and a spot in a state championship game. On the right side, the pitch goes to Jonas Gray, who will have company all afternoon. Is stuffed back there by Zach Batchelor, among others.
That looked like the team picture that time. Just a toss sweep to the left, or to the right, excuse me. They had everybody, and that was really the key defensively, is the pursuit. They got to get hats on Gray. They want 11 helmets to the ball, and they're a very quick lateral football team. And Coach Scarselli's whole game plan is 11 helmets to the ball. They got to take Jonas Gray out of the football game.
All of the defenders will certainly know where Jonas Gray is. Again, off tackle. And Batchelor among those making the stop. Third down and 10.
Just in isolation, I tell you, they come hard, and it's going to be, I'll tell you, Jonas is going to be sore tomorrow if this game continues the way it is, because they are coming after him. They're getting helmets to the ball. They're making him pay.
He is a solid kid, though, 5'10" and 220. And you can see the power that he generates running low on that play. 3rd and 10 now for Country Day. Eid looking to throw. With Mariners in pursuit. And he is stopped just beyond the 50-yard line by Travis Avers.
Just a bootleg there by Eid. Nice little fake. He gets out. He's going to the left. Got his shoulder square. Looked like he might have had a guy open, but the pursuit was in his face. He could not get the ball off. Nice job picking up and taking what the defense gave him, lining up for the next play, not making a tough throw or a bad play, turning a tough throw into a bad play.
Jason Ray calling for the football. Joe Wesley back for the Mariners. To accept the Patrick Leahy punt on one bounce. Still with enough time to get it off to Wesley. And he will squirt forward for a couple of yards on a return. And so we'll get a look at Brendan Kay for the first time. The Marine City Mariners try to put some points on the board after Detroit Country Day came up empty on their first possession. We'll continue from Ford Field in a moment. Just underway in the Division IV football championship. Detroit Country Day and Marine City are scoreless, as Marine City will take over the football at their own 12-yard line. And there is Brendan Kay, 6 foot 4 inches and 220 pounds with a cannon for an arm. All-around athlete, loves to work hard. It feels like there is some luck to be had in hunting and as it relates to his football. And there's a flag on the play, and the first snap for Marine City will be delayed yet again.
There's a lot of Country Day. You'll see a lot of stunting.
Dead ball, false start, offense, replace, first down.
Guy got a little anxious there. You'll see they're going to move around, and the key to Marine City is to have patience, be disciplined, because you're going to see a lot of looks from Country Day.
Brendan Kay deep into the end zone. Swings it out to Joe Wesley. And he'll scoop down the sideline before he is knocked out of bounds by Chris Jackson. Joe Wesley all of 5'8" and a 170. And he's part of that backs and receivers core for the Mariners. Offensive line is very young. 2 sophomores and 3 juniors in front of Brendan Kay. You can see the size disparity between Kay and Joe Wesley, his first receiver. Kay again swings it out. Nice defensive tackle on the play. Chad Alleman making the catch, and Kenny Demons with the stop.
Real nice play there by Demons. He was not fooled. They had trips out there, just a little hitch route. He broke, he backpedaled, came out of his back pedal, came up, made a nice open field tackle. Difficult play for a defensive back, executed very well.
3rd and 3 now for the Mariners. John Keating and John Wangler. Our producer Carolyn Rosinski, director Michael Odino, and our FSN crew at Ford Field. And a timeout quickly called by Marine City. Tony Scarselli did not see something, or did not see what he wanted to. And so he'll pull everybody over, talk about it. Under 7 minutes to play. This is game 4 of a full weekend of football here at Ford Field. Of course, the Lions played a little game here yesterday. That didn't go so well. This is the 4th of the high school games this weekend, with 4 more to come tomorrow. Let's take a look at how these two teams made their way here to Ford Field. Detroit Country Day with a victory over Zeeland West in the semis, while Marine City was squeezing their way past Kingsford to meet for the Division IV championship. And after the timeout, the Mariners face a 3rd and 3 situation. Kay, the shotgun as always. He'll keep it this time. And he'll try to find his way around the right side and cannot. Kenny Demons. And Dan McLean calls the best football player he has had in 23 years of coaching. An assistant for a long time at Country Day, and 10 years the head coach. And Demons makes a great play.
Great play, great pursuit by Demons. That was just a midline option there. They tried to get Kay outside, and Demons was not fooled. He is great lateral movement, great pursuit, tremendous all-around athlete.
O'Neal Swanson back for Country Day. Matt Conant will punt it away, and it's a short punt. And Swanson takes it. He's looking for some running room. but has nothing but Mariners surrounding him.
A lot of courage there by Swanson. That was a gutsy pickup, and he held on to the ball.
So the ball's turned over to the Yellow Jackets, led by their quarterback, Stefan Eid. And their sensational, nationally recruited running back, Jonas Gray. He's been a part of the Country Day system since he came out of Pontiac and has bought into every aspect of the academic life there. There's Buford, straight ahead, inside the 40. At some point, Jonas Gray's a pretty good decoy.
He's taking a couple guys out, just a little inside trap. Watch him pull that left guard, or right guard. Great hole there for Buford. Does a nice job picking up the yardage, running hard and leaning forward. They're going to have to, if they can run the ball inside, Marine City is bringing 8 or 9 guys up in the box. So look for a play action here soon. But if they run the ball like that, they don't have to throw the football.
Eid looking to throw. Walks right into the arms of a defender. And he is ruled down. They're not calling that a pass, are they?
I don't know. He was very lucky. Sometimes you just gotta take your sack and not make a bad play horrible. He tried to get rid of the ball, make something happen. Very fortunate that so it wasn't disastrous for Country Day.
Well, the officials are conferring here, and that had disaster potential all over it.
Holding, offense, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat, first down.
So around all that comes further badness for the Yellow Jackets. They avoid the true badness, and they'll have to rally from that little setback. Now 1st and 22.
You know, they only throw the ball less than 10 times a game, so you know you're gonna see a lot of run on the football, a lot of pounding it in there. They're not a third or first and long type of team.
Jonas Gray running away from a host of tacklers and heading back where more trouble awaits. John Liszczak and Travis Osterlin there to make the tackle.
Just a little inside fake, trying to get Jonas Gray outside. Great pursuit, great team pursuit by Marine City. They're very quick. They get to the football. Nice job turning him in. He had nowhere to go. Excellent defensive football.
How many spies in the defensive setup would be directed toward Jonas Gray?
Well, at least one. Now, he may take 2, but what they're doing, they're bringing up their secondary. They're making their defensive backs are actually like linebackers.
There's Buford. And that's become sort of a change of direction in terms of the offense for Country Day. Travis Avers on the stop. Slow going early for Jonas Gray. You can see that Andre Buford doesn't carry the load nearly as much as does Jonas Gray, but with all the focus on Jonas, they're looking for other options. 3rd and 21. Eid flings it out. And upfield goes Benny Fowler. Well short of the first down.
Just a flanker screen that time, just a step back by Fowler. They got the ball out, safe pass. That's the kind of passing you'll see from Country Day. Very basic, conservative type passing, trying to play off their running game.
So the punt unit comes in, which means Patrick Leahy. Good Irish lad is in to kick it away. Joe Wesley and John Liszczak. Dual receivers in punt return formation. And yet another flag.
Dead ball, false start, kicking team, 5-yard penalty. We'll kick on 4th down.
And so the orange-clad faithful here at Ford Field cheer that. Dan McLean a bit concerned about that. We are scoreless. Under 3.5 to play in the first quarter of the Division IV championship. High snap that Leahy hauls down. Fair catch inside the 20. And it is from there that Marine City will take over. Another offensive chance for Brendan Kay and company. Not much offense to be had thus far. We'll see if that trend continues or is changed when we come right back. Marine City 12-1 as they came into Ford Field to play the Division IV championship game. And let's take a look and remind people where Marine City is. And as you might expect, it's right on the water. Riverfront community. And that's where the Mariners call home. And Marine City High School, just a good backstroke away from there. Population of a little over 5,000. And more than 800 kids in the high school. One of whom is Brendan Kay. This time he's under center. Quick handoff inside to Wesley. He is upended after a short gain. It was an interesting call, I think, with Kay trying to give Country Day a bit of a different look. He's been in the shotgun to this point of the game. And then the sort of a quick opener.
They'll spread some things around there. They're a multiple formation team. They used to be all wing T, but they'll do I back now. They'll do no back.Sion. They'll do spread. They try to take advantage of Brendan's abilities.
Rolling right. Looking for a receiver. Got a man. Jamel Abrams, but he was ruled out of bounds.
That time, just a little roll to the right. It was a stop pattern, and he thought he bit on it. The defensive back bit on it. Abrams looked like he had him. Unfortunately for Marine City, he stepped out of bounds. Here it is, just a wheel route. Now he's going up. Good bump by the defensive back. Very lucky for Country Day on that play. He laid the ball right in there. Nice execution.
The replay is being shown here in Ford Field, and he saw 1 foot down, but the officials ruled that he didn't have possession when that foot came down. That's why you hear the boos. And there was Wesley. Same play as on first down.
Well, they're a big trapping team. Like we saw earlier this afternoon, these guys love to establish the inside trap. That's probably their bread and butter play as far as running plays that makes this offense go.
So they will punt it back. Matt Conant has entered the game. O'Neal Swanson back deep for the Yellow Jackets along with Andre Buford. Interesting, we're not seeing Jonas Gray. Very short punt. Buford will field it at his 38. Looking for help. Looking to go left. Finding a little bit of a seam. And down the sidelines he goes. And he is ruled to have stepped out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Well, this was something out of nothing.
That's all individual effort. Look at those feet. That's pretty elusive for a fullback. Great job keeping his balance. Almost stays in bounds there. Tremendous run. Great field position now for Country Day.
22 yards on the punt return by Andre Buford. So from the Mariners 40, Stefan Eade, Jonas Gray, and the Yellow Jackets take over. Gray, off tackle. And into the arms of a couple of Mariners.
That time Country Day split out a flanker and a split end, and they just went with a little inside counter, trying to move and spread out the defense of Marine City. They gotta get these guys out of the box because they're sitting there, and unless there's a passing threat downfield, they're going to continue to zero in on Gray.
Michael Matiniak making that stop. 2nd and 9 now for the Yellow Jackets. Eade Got a man. Great catch by Benny Fowler. Pulling it away from a defender. Giving the Yellow Jackets a big first down.
Little play fake, just hitting the tight end in the seam there. Matiniak almost coming up with a good play. Defensed well. Very, very close to being a pick, but nice job finding that seam and hanging on. Great concentration.
Inside the 26 now go the Yellow Jackets. Under a minute to play in the first quarter. The Yellow Jackets on the move, and they've gotten very little from their star, Jonas Gray. There he is, trying to find a corner. But he is stopped again for a loss. Steve Fauscher and John Lizjak on the stop.
One of those 3-year starters in the secondary. Lizjak coming up, taking on 220-pound Jonas Gray. That is a great football play for a wide side cornerback. Tremendous.
So what does Country Day do to get Gray going a little bit?
Well, they got to loosen it up a little, John. They've done a great job scouting these guys. They got too many guys up there for Country Day to block. They're going to have to adjust whether spread them out.
That is the end of the first quarter. And we are scoreless. Nothing but zeros for Tony Scarselli, Dan McLean, the Yellow Jackets, and the Mariners in the Division IV championship game. We'll head toward the second as our coverage of the football finals continues on FSN. Jonas Gray going. Well, his head coach isn't necessarily concerned. Dan McLean knows Jonas Gray is just too good of a football player.
He's a very talented football player, first of all. He's got a great combination of speed and power. But I think the thing that separates him from a lot of people is his competitiveness. He's a great competitor, just does a terrific job. Really has a tremendous will to win and to perform at his best.
Jonas Gray averaging 8.3 yards per attempt, per rush. And today he only has 8 yards in total in 8 rushes. We've done the math for you. That's just one. Can the Yellow Jackets get it going? Straight ahead. Andre Buford. With Gray sort of a decoy again, sprinting left. The inside handoff to Buford. And that was sniffed out rather well by the Mariners.
And they weren't fooled that time. You know, they have to get to the perimeter somehow, whether it's running the football or throwing it. They have to stretch the perimeter.
A little bit of a hurry up now for the Yellow Jackets. Stefan Eid takes off around the right side. Looking for the pylon, or the first down yard marker anyway. And he is very close. Matt Conant defending on the play.
Nice play by Eid there. Getting to the outside, rolling, picking up that first down, keeping his feet. You can show he's got some good running skills. Again, maybe from his old tight end days, but did a real good job getting the outside and picking up that big first down.
So he's just short of it, John. 4th and about a half yard for the Yellow Jackets.
Oh, I gave it to him. I shouldn't have.
Inside handoff. And that's going to be close. Gray looking to fall forward. And the Mariners' defensive front said not so fast. He looks to be short.
Great penetration there by the defensive back, Matthew Conant, number 7. He got in from the outside coming off the corner, and that's exactly what you need to do, and that's why it's so difficult when you start bringing corners and safeties into the running game to defensive. There's just not enough guys to block them all.
Tony Scarselli has got to be very impressed and very happy with the way his guys have kept Jonas Gray from churning out big chunks of yards. They kept him from getting 1 yard there, and they take over on downs. That's a big stop for the Mariners.
Huge.
With the Yellow Jackets having something going offensively, in spite of the fact that Jonas Gray is not much of a part of this offense.
You got a guy who's 220 pounds, top running back in the nation, and they're holding him to a yard per carry. and he can't pick up a half a yard. That's defense. Those guys are playing tremendous team defense there for Marine City.
So we'll see what Brendan Kay can do as the Mariner star takes over. Taking the backfield, downfield he goes, and just beyond the reach of Brent Wheel. Second and 10 now.
Got a little glimpse of his arm that time, even though it was an incomplete pass. Very, very strong arm. He flicked it about 40 yards that time. His strongest route is throwing the deep out, and that's really how quarterbacks are judged. And that's really his best pass, the 15-yard out. And you got to have a big-time arm to do it, and Brendan is able to do it very, very well.
This coach got to know him at first when he was in the 7th grade. And he has watched Brendan Kay grow up and develop as a quarterback and as a student. But that one intended for Chad Alleman. And they could not click on that. And now the Yellow Jackets defense.
Throwing a strike right there. Is that Dan looking it in? All right, he's still got some linebacker skills there.
Attaboy, Danny.
Chris Jackson there, number 2 on the corner, did a good job on that out cut. He was all over him. He didn't bite, and nice job defensively.
Now 3rd and 10 for Kay and company. Inside handoff. Oh, the Yellow Jackets all over Joe Wesley.
Nice job by the defensive line on that trap play.
And we did not see this coming. A defensive struggle between two rather vaunted offenses. Chris Edens making the stop there.
Just a little inside trap, a little fake counter, great penetration. Great penetration there by big Chris Hogan. Very quick, athletic, great movement. That's what you need to stop those trap plays.
Swanson and Buford back to take the punt from Matt Connon. Fielded at the 45. The yards are tough to come by in this Division IV championship game. So the Yellow Jackets will take over. We'll see if they can get something going for Dan McLean. Zip Zip are DCD and MC. And speaking of initials, returning this year to FSN Detroit is MHSAA Magazine, a seasonal recap of state finals competition, highlighting the team and individual champions in all sports. The fall edition of MHSAA Magazine premieres Saturday, December 22nd at 1 and 5:30 p.m. here on FSN Detroit. So Country Day takes over. Stefan Eade getting the Yellow Jackets back out of the field. Trying to find some seams in that Marine City defense. Jonas Gray picking his way through traffic. By his standards in this game anyway, a decent enough run. Certainly not by Jonas Gray's standards.
Just a little isolation, following his blocker and doing a nice job. But I'll tell you, they are flying around defensively for Marine City, and they are definitely keen on number 24.
8 of 6 on the play, 2nd and 4. Pitch to Gray. He puts his head down. Oh, that's a quick whistle. Zach Batchelor also with his head down, making the stop.
Just a toss sweep into a little tight slot. Nice penetration, almost a tackle for a loss. Lowering his shoulders, Gray doing a nice job, but look at all the helmets to the ball. Team pursuit, team quickness. They're doing a fine job over there defensively.
All right, last time it was 3rd and 1. We saw Gray get the ball. What does Country Day do? Jonas Gray again. He's got enough for the first down this time. Jason Ray blocking in front of him. He pushes the pile forward. They're right at the 30-yard line now. So the Yellow Jackets have something going, and Jonas Gray becoming a bigger part of their offense.
Well, the great backs like to carry the football, and it takes them a while to get heated up, you know. And you could see that Jonas Gray just starting to get the sweat going, and you know, they're flying around the other side, but number 24 is starting to heat up just a little.
Handoff to Gray, looking for an edge. And a nice defensive play by Zach Batchelor, getting just enough of Gray to sort of fling him down.
Here it is, just a little counter. Watch him burst it outside. Nice cut, stiff arm, turns the corner. Here's a little inside trap. Look at that shallow cut. Great feet. You can see for a guy 220 pounds, he's got great feet, ballerina feet. Nice little shallow cut, busts it out there.
Now the numbers become a little more respectable for Jonas. Here he gets it again. Now he's finding his way through some traffic. Inside the 15 before Michael Matiniak, the defensive stalwart on Marine City, brings him down.
What I like about him is his feet are so quick, and he's got good body lean. Once he gets into traffic, he lowers his shoulder. He's always moving forward, and that's the mark of a great back.
So we'll see if Wangler's warm-up theory continues its trend for the nationally regarded Jonas Gray of Country Day. This time it's to Buford. No, it's Gray again. He is pulled down in the backfield by Lizchek and Matiniak.
Lizchek again coming up from his corner position. Just another little counter. Great penetration there. Matiniak, their big linebacker, pursuing from the inside. But Lizchek coming up, hanging on for dear life against the 220-pound great one. Nice job. Matiniak cleaning it up.
5'7" and a buck and a half is John Lizchek, senior. 5 interceptions for the Mariners this year. 2nd and 15. There's Gray. And before he can get anything going, Corey Weaver pulls him down in the backfield.
They're getting great penetration, John.
Absolutely.
Great penetration. The defensive line is submarining, and you're running your linebackers and corners free. Right down. Well, we can't see it now, but we'll show you here later in the broadcast how this defensive line is submarining, and they're running linebackers and secondary backs through and penetrating.
And that was part of the approach that Tony Scarselli was going to bring into this game. Try to get to Jonas Gray before he gets up ahead of steam. Because once he does, he's a tough guy to catch. And at least thus far, Marine City has done a superb job of that. 3rd and 20. E to the air. A rainbow to the corner. Beyond the grasp of Benny Fowler. Matt Connick in coverage for the Mariners.
I like the call. He took a good shot. They tried to get Benny Fowler on what they call a post corner route. It's a safe pass because you're throwing the ball out of the field. If there's coverage, either he catches it or it goes out of the field. A good call by Country Day.
He almost had it. We're going to see a 42-yard field goal now by Bodie Pyatt. And he was launching them in pregame warmups. You don't see this often in high school football, and especially in a game of this magnitude. Pyatt, he's shot. Sails. No good.
Again, John, there was penetration off the corner by Lizchek. These guys are coming after him. Very, very aggressive defense.
That's the problem when you're trying to kick one from that far. You put a little bit too much mustard on it. That one sailed left for Pyatt, but the Yellow Jackets have great confidence in his ability to kick long field goals. Now, 6:06 to play until halftime. Brendan Kay under center again. They've gone away from the shotgun formation. Kay keeps it this time. Chris Edens with a tackle inside. Gain of about a yard.
Country Day is doing a little stunning with their linebackers. That time they brought Edmonds, and what they're doing, they're sitting back in the 2 deep, and I mean, they brought Hogan, and you look for them to do a lot of different looks and come at you from different guys.
Brendan Kay coordinating a little traffic in the backfield, sends Chris Wild to the left. The pass is complete, but Kenny Demmons makes sure it doesn't go far at all.
Little stop route out there, just a 3-step drop, thrown into trips. Nice stop route, but you can see the lateral pursuit reaction time of Kenny Demmons.
Now with under 5 minutes to play until halftime, it's a big play for Marine City. 3rd and 6 from their own 24. As you know, at some point, these two offenses are going to get it cranked up.
Corner blitz coming off the backside.
Kay heaves it downfield. Almost. Oh, there is a flag. O'Neal Swanson is going to get called for pass interference. Chad Alleman stopped, tried to make the catch. Swanson was right there.
Watch this. It's just a roll to the wide side of the field. They got a corner blitz coming from the backside. Kay very lucky to get this ball off. Tremendous athletic play. He was lucky that the ball was short. That's what created the interference. Had the ball been long enough, there would not have been a pass interference. But the fact that he had to come back for the football, right there is the interference.
What an arm by Brandon Kay.
Big time throw.
I mean, throwing that as he leaped into the sideline.
And he took a nice shot on the sideline, by the way.
So the Mariners get a first down on the penalty. And now Kay will work out of the shotgun. He can't find anybody open. So he'll take off running and find his way to the sideline. Close to a first down. Joe Wesley blocking for him.
Nice decision making there by Kay. Country Day was in a 2-deep man-under zone. They had the safeties on both hashes, and they were playing man underneath. That's what allowed Kay to pick up that yardage, because those linebackers and cornerbacks were running with the receivers, and so once he crossed the line of scrimmage, those guys were all running their routes, allowing him to run and pick up that yardage.
That's the thing with Brendan Kay. Great poise. He's got that something, that great quarterbacks seem to have. Inside handoff to Wesley, and that is stopped for a loss. Demmons on the stop. Boy, he got a great spot.
Yeah, he did.
At a first down. I thought he actually lost a little bit of real estate on that. But they're giving him forward momentum, and so that's a big first down for Marine City. Mariners came into this game 12-1. Country Day 11-2. Brendan Kay looking for, oh, he's got a guy. He's got a man wide open. It's Brent Wheel. O'Neal Swanson with a stop, along with Jason Ray.
Great call.
40-yard pickup.
Just a little roll to the field and a throwback to the slot receiver coming down to the weak side. Nice job. Country Day had rolled over the coverage, and then Kay just threw back against the grain, and everybody going one way, and huge play.
You can see the first down total beginning to add up for the Mariners. And they're in business at the 10. Just over 3.5 to play until halftime. Handoff inside to Jamal Abrams.
Well, there, you know, Marine City loves to throw the football. They're probably a 50-50, pass run, and they're not afraid at all to put the ball up. It puts tremendous pressure because they have a lot of weapons. They have K back there, and they'll spread you out, or they'll go into a wing tee and pound the ball. So they're very, very versatile.
Brendan K checks the wristband, brings his Mariners back to the line of scrimmage. Handoff inside. Tough yards for Abrams. Check that, Chad Alleman.
Just a straight dive in there. Nothing fancy. Power football out of a Liz formation.
Timeout, Country Day. They're trying to regroup a little bit. With Marine City not just knocking on the door, they're banging on it. Dan McClain trying to get everybody to settle down just a little bit. Hey, how much ground can an NFL receiver really cover? How quickly does a pro quarterback react in the pocket? It's time to reveal more of sports myths and mysteries on Sports Science, FSN's groundbreaking new series. Experience Sports Science Tuesday night at 8 only on FSN Detroit. So there they are, the intimidators, the dominators, the girls of Marine City. try to will their heroes to a championship. And their team is led by Brendan Kay.
A lot of orange T-shirts down there in the stadium here.
It's hunting season, so everybody's in the
sure
as they should be dressed, appropriately dressed for the season. Third and 1. There is a scrum pushed into the end zone for a touchdown. Well, it took a while, but we have our first touchdown of the game. And it wasn't the dazzling razzle-dazzle play that we thought might produce the first touchdown. It was good old-fashioned smash-mouth, take that kind of football.
Just a quarterback sneak. Look at him put his head down and burrow. Look at his backs push him into the end zone, keeping his legs driving, fighting for that yard. Great individual effort by Brendan Kay.
Another touchdown to add to his resume. Marcel Nowak on to try the extra point. It is up and good. And so with 2.5 to play until halftime, we have some offense. And Marine City draws first blood. They lead Country Day by a touch. An 8-play, 80-yard drive took 3.5 minutes to complete, and it led to a touchdown run or push from Brendan Kay. And Marine City up by 7-0 as we approach the end of the first half. Brendan Kay will kick it off. He does everything. Jonas Gray and Andre Buford back deep for the Yellow Jackets. Keep an eye on 24 if they can get him the ball. And Marine City determined to make sure that doesn't happen.
Right.
They'll give the ball on the 42-yard line. They just don't want it in Jonas Gray's hands.
That's some respect right there.
And so the touchdown scorer, who had the long touchdown or pass completion in that drive, and the 1-yard run that capped it, and the interesting hand on top. I got it on the sides. I'd like to put it on the top. He's taking it off the sides and leaving it on the top. There's Jonas Gray. He'll bull his way forward before he is brought down by Matiniak. And the clock moving. Gray with a gain of about 7 on that play.
Mark of a great back. You thought you had him stop, look like an average run, and he comes out with 7 yards.
Exactly,
John.
yeah. And at the end of the day, I'm guessing in most of the games that Jonas Gray has, the opposing coach will say, we did a pretty good job on him. How much did he get? Well, he didn't get much there.
Those guys, they're pursuing well. They're keying on him. They're flying around. Their quickness is outstanding. Okay, this is a defense that flies around, and you can tell they're very well coached. They're all getting to the football.
This is a Marine City team that went for a tough schedule. In fact, they had a game on their schedule, first game of the year, and they let the team out of the contract so Tony Scarselli could play at Melvindale, and later he played at Lansing Sexton just to toughen his guys up. We're finding out how tough they are right now. O'Neal Swanson, the ball carrier. Another change of pace approach by the Yellow Jackets here. And that's good for a first down. Now the Yellow Jackets in Mariner territory, trying to get the score that will tie it up as they head to halftime. As you might expect, it's always kind of Halloween around a Yellow Jackets game. Great. Boy, great submarining tackles by the Mariners. They have scouted this team well.
I tell you, the defensive backs, the corners who are getting involved in the run defense is amazing. You know, they're not worried about them throwing. They're bringing those guys off the corner, and they're very, very difficult to block.
So do you go play action, fake to Jonas, heave it downfield?
Well, you could go a quick slant, three-step drop. That's what you need to back them off for now.
Boy, they defended that play so well. They just kept stringing it out. Gray looking for a seam to slide through, and when he looked for that seam, it was filled by another Mariner.
That's what's very impressive to me is the team pursuit. Right, they got some quick guys, but I tell you, all of them are flying to the football.
And the Yellow Jackets will take a timeout, trying to get all their ducks in a row with 12 ticks left until halftime. And they've got one timeout remaining. Marine City, should they need it, has two. Tony Scarselli's got to be pretty pleased with how this has gone. We'll talk to the leading coach, and right now that would be Coach Scarselli as they head towards the locker room. So hang around for that. And there's Jonas Gray. Boy, 6 of his attempts for negative yards or not much in the way of offensive push. And he is not used to that. So we'll find out the frustration level of Jonas Gray. And we'll find out if Country Day has a Hail Mary in their playbook. Time for a couple of plays, you'd think.
At least.
Jonas Gray split wide to the right. Trying to get him the ball right there. Oh, great tackle. Pass complete to Jason Ray, but Matt Conant was right in his grill.
He was not fooled at all. Little fake play action. Conant comes right up, takes 2 steps back. Look at that. That's a textbook tackle right there. Textbook tackle.
So another timeout called with 5 seconds left. And Scarselli is still coaching them hard. Now his brother you know pretty well. Brother Jim played at Michigan.
Great player for us, outside linebacker in Michigan, a great coach, high school coach at Clintondale. And he's helping his brother do some charting plays. He's at midfield there with some of his assistants, helping brother Tony. Looks like they're doing a pretty good job over there scouting out that defense. I think they've done their homework.
And as we mentioned off the top of the show, the two head coaches know each other pretty well. They were teammates and roommates once upon a time, 1,000 years ago at the University of Illinois. Dan McLean and Tony Scarselli. And right now, one friend is a touchdown better than the other. Aid to the air. It's picked off. Marine City. Steve Fauscher trying to come back with it. But he is tackled at the 40, and that'll do it for the first half. What a defensive performance by the Marine City Mariners.
It's a clinic.
Country Day came in with all of the offensive expectations. It wasn't a matter of stopping them. It was a hope to contain him. And yet Marine City has just had his number the entire first half. Every time Jonas tries to make something happen, Marine City is waiting for him. And Jonas Gray, a tough first half to the great delight, I guess, of Tony Scarselli. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Take us through the first half. I guess you got to be delighted.
Well, I'm pleased with our defense. Offense got to win that field position game, and it took them a little while to do it, and we finally did it. But, you know, with the explosive weapons they have, for us to continuously be on our end, we're not going to make a living doing that. Because as soon as he crosses the 50, he's in 4-down territory, and I do not like tackling 24 and 20 when they're in 4-down territory the entire half.
Tony, great job defensively. John Wengler, what do you expect to see out of Country Day based on what you did to him in the first half defensively?
Probably a little more play action pass. Going to try to get 13 more involved. That kid's a heck of an athlete, but they're going to keep going to Gray. I mean, he breaks a couple tackles and that's it. So he's not going to stray away. I saw him against Crockett, and that was a 7-0 game, and he didn't stray away from nothing that's gotten him here. And Danny's too good of a coach to do that. I mean, we may see a trick play or two, but other than that, Danny's going to dance with the girl that he came here with.
How frustrated are you that you only have 7 points, although it's 7 more than they have?
Yeah. You know, as a defensive coach, the score, those things got to take care of itself. It's the field positions. I would just like to see a little more consistency out of our offense, moving the ball, and then good things will happen.
Tony, thank you. Good luck the rest of the way.
Good luck, Tony.
All right, thank you.
Tony Scarselli and his Marine City Mariners, a touchdown better than Detroit Country Day in a stunning surprise already that the Yellow Jackets have yet to score and have been contained mightily. We'll continue with our halftime festivities from Ford Field on FSN Detroit. It has been a very well-played first half of football between Marine City and Detroit Country Day to decide the Division IV championship. Well played because there haven't been a whole lot of penalties called in this game. Officials in the game of football across the state of Michigan don't consider it a job, really. It's a labor of love for them. And it's not just work on the field that they enjoy, it's off the field as well, as Ryan Field tells us.
To look at Bobby Williams, you might not see an obvious link between him and these young patients at a Children's Miracle Network hospital. You might not see their connection to this group of young people playing basketball for their local high schools. But what awaits Bobby Williams after his day job is over has an immediate impact on this group of young men, and an even longer-term one on these patients. Bobby Williams is one of over 12,000 individuals across Michigan who serve over 300,000 high school student athletes as registered game officials. And now those officials are using their stripes to serve even more young people who rely on Children's Miracle Network hospitals. Across the state of Michigan, the usually anonymous face of officiating is becoming more visible and having an impact on even more young lives as MHSAA registered officials become involved in Officials for Kids, a fundraising effort to underwrite specific programs as well as operational and capital expenses at Children's Miracle Network hospitals. Officials are as integral a part of high school sports as the coaches and players themselves, but generally function more in the background. The Officials for Kids program has a chance to complement the previously established Coaches and Athletes for Kids programs in a big way.
We have 12,000 registered officials with the Michigan High School Athletic Association, and none of them are stars. They're kind of behind the scenes. A well-officiated game is one in which the official isn't noticed. So we are not a bunch of stars, but we are a lot of horsepower that can make a program like Officials for Kids really have legs and accomplish great things in Michigan.
So putting a face on an official allows the public to see us in a different light than usual. We are human beings. We are parents, teachers, attorneys, your next door neighbor, grandparents. And being here, being able to give back, really is very rewarding.
Officials come from all walks of life, and many have been beneficiaries of the care offered at a Children's Miracle Network facility.
Well, officials are people too. And we have members that have utilized the facilities and the help from Children's Miracle Network hospitals. And it's easy for us to get involved in a program like this when you see what the benefits are and what they actually can do for a family.
Officials for Kids began in mid-Michigan to help raise money toward the construction of a pediatric emergency room for Lansing Sparrow Hospital. It spread statewide, is initially targeting the visually impaired Olympics and the Children's Burn Camp for the DeVos Children's Hospital in Grand Rapids, a Camp Reach fighting childhood obesity with Hurley Medical Center in Flint, and a Referees for Reading program providing books and reading time to long-term pediatric patients at Beaumont Hospital in Detroit.
Once we identified what the program was and explained everything, it was a pretty easy thing to do, because most officials, just about all the officials, when it comes to kids and programs, everybody wants to help.
Referees for Reading is a great opportunity to give back to the community. Being here today has been very rewarding. Giving books to children and watching their faces light up, it's unparalleled. These children are confined to a certain space, and they don't get to run and play and jump. It is just very nice and very rewarding to be able to give them something.
A major mechanism Officials for Kids uses is the Give a Game program, where each official in an MHSAA Officials Association donates one game fee per year towards their local Children's Miracle Network hospital.
We've been very successful in the Give a Game program. Officials have given a game check at both basketball and football games, and we've also had some generous contributions from the fans, which all of this effort helps us with these programs that you see today.
The end result is officials who have long touched the lives of young people in school sports by promoting fair play and sportsmanship between the lines will now use Officials for Kids to touch the lives of a whole new group of young people, athletes and non-athletes, and give them the opportunity for a better life.
Ryan, thank you. They do a great job. They don't get thanks enough. And Craig Wyrick and his crew working tonight's Division IV championship game, doing a splendid job as well. It's been a very well officiated day of football here at Ford Field throughout the course of the beginnings of the MHSAA football championships on FSN and here at Ford Field. We'll continue. We'll look back at some of the earlier action today when we continue on FSN Detroit in just a moment. $7-0 Marine City on top of Country Day in the Division IV championship game here at Ford Field. A 1-yard sneak by the quarterback, Brendan Kay, for the Mariners, and that has separated Country Day and Marine City. And Jonas Gray, the high-profile running back of the Yellow Jackets, has been held at bay. This is a list of what has happened to this point thus far. Crystal Falls Forest Park, congratulations to Bill Santilli and his coaching staff and all the good people in the UP. They finally pulled a victory out of Detroit after 3 attempts at coming up just short in the championship game. And then Detroit and Martin Luther King, for the first time in Detroit Public School League history, has won a state championship. They just raced away from Midland. Midland had a 21-7 lead in that game, and Martin Luther King scored 40 unanswered points. And then Saginaw Nouvelle got to a 12-0 lead on Blissfield. Blissfield scored late to make it a game, but they could not get the ball back for perhaps the tying or winning score, and Saginaw Nouvelle celebrates a second straight state championship. Will it be Country Day, or will it be Marine City, who celebrates the next championship to be decided here at Ford Field? We'll find out as we continue. Taking a big, deep breath here at Ford Field. Marine City on top of Detroit Country Day, and the last of the 4 games on this day, with 4 more to be contested tomorrow here downtown. John Keating and John Wangler back with you, and to this point, things have gone swimmingly, pardon the pun, for Marine City, because they have contained Jonas Gray, and I would guess some of this has to do with the offensive line of Country Day getting knocked off the ball by the kids from Marine City.
Well, I'll tell you, they got 8-9 guys in the box. They're coming around. They're flying around. They're getting 11 helmets to the ball. great team defense by Marine City. They're executing unbelievably well. They got 24's number right now.
Jonas Gray over 2,000 yards rushing this season for Detroit Country Day. And then the Marine City touchdown was set up by this heave from Brendan Kay to Brent Wheel. A 40-yard pickup. And then a nudge into the end zone by Brendan Kay. And Marine City has a 7-0 lead. A look at the first half stats brought to you by Bell Tire. And not many first downs in this game. It has been a battle of field position, and you see yards per rush, and I don't think anybody saw that coming.
Now with these explosive offenses and great players out there, really a great defensive game right now. Talking before the game, we thought there'd be a lot of points scored, but this is a true defensive test.
And the possession clearly in favor of Detroit Country Day, and yet they're down 7-0 on the scoreboard to Marine City. Our first half highlights brought to you by our friends at Eastern Michigan University. So here comes Country Day, wondering what happened, at least to this point. They'll try to turn things around here in the third, which is upcoming on FSN. Well, there's the Country Day star, Jonas Gray, getting worked on a little bit, and the head coach of the Yellow Jackets, Dan McLean, joins us right now. We wonder what you can do to get Jonas going. Does he have a bit of an injury?
He's a little banged up, but I think we're pretty close. You know, we had the ball deep down in their end a few times, and we just need to finish some blocks, and I think we're going to be okay. I think we're going to come back in the second half and do a good job.
Danny, anything special in the arsenal that we need to look for this second half to kind of break it open?
Well, I think, you know, try to get the ball in the hands of Benny Fowler, number 13, take a little pressure off, and, you know, just keep feeding what we got. And I think, you know, what we started the game with can be effective when we kind of power it right at them. I thought that was effective. They're real outside conscious right now with Jonas, and we just need to take advantage of what they're giving us.
Dan, we'll offer you the same good luck we offered to Scarcelli. We appreciate your time.
Thanks a lot,
Good
John.
luck. Good luck, Dan.
Dan McLean of the Yellow Jackets getting set for third quarter action in a 7-0 hole against the Mariners from Marine City. We'll continue on FSN Detroit from Ford Field.
The MHSAA football finals on FSN Detroit are brought to you by Eastern Michigan University. Education first. And by Pepsi.
Well, those guys still hanging around. They survived. Congratulations, boys and girls, if there's one in there. Tony Scarcelli and Dan McLean trying to hang around as well, trying to win a state championship on the day after Turkey Day. And it is definitely a festive holiday atmosphere here. Will become more festive for whichever one of these teams is able to bring the big wooden mitten on the bus with them and take that back home. Country Day will kick it off to start the second half. A little pooch kick. And that almost causes some problems, and it has to be swallowed up and covered by the Mariners to prevent an attempted onside kick from Country Day. So at about the 27-yard line, the Mariners will take over, led by their All-State candidate, Brendan Kay. He threw for 1,670 yards, 22 touchdowns. Going into the semifinal game, responsible for 15 touchdowns in the Mariners' last 5 games, throwing and running. And a flag before anything can get going.
Ball, false start, offense, 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Not the way you want to start the second half out.
One of those false start penalties from the lips of Craig Wyrick. And we hope you enjoyed the terrific feature on officials and the great work they do throughout the state of Michigan at halftime. Dan McLean likes that call, obviously, because it adds 5 yards to the woes of Marine City. 1st and 15 now. Quick pass from Kane. Upfield. Chad Alleman. Brought down on the play by Ted Brady.
Nice little slant route, just a 3-step drop, throwing it on rhythm. Nice slant, hitting the seam. Well executed play, very safe play. Nice job by Marine City.
Well, you can see the gun that Brendan Kay has.
Yeah, he's got a rocket. That's one of his big strong points, and he definitely wants to utilize that.
He is committed to playing for Brian Kelly, former Central Michigan coach, now at Cincinnati. So his color scheme will remain the same, the black and orange.
Timeout, please. Timeout. Timeout.
Well, you can hear that call from the sideline. Tony Scarselli, timeout, please. And then it got a little gruffer than that. So they're going to talk things over. Boy, that's a timeout that you hate to burn in the first minute of a half.
Right. You never know when you need those coming back.
But every possession is so important. Let's go back to the first half, and you'll see what transpired. Between this game and the one just before it, it has been a festival of punt. Lots of them. And the 80-yard touchdown drive, helped by the 40-yard bomb from Kay to Brent Wheel. And then the 1-yard push. That's been the only score of the game. And as much as that troubles Tony Scarselli, Dan McLean's team has yet to get anything going offensively for the most part. Kay now with a shotgun. Sprinting to the right. Looking downfield, looking for a man. Can't find any. But some of the Yellow Jackets find him. Edens and Hogan with a noisy stop on the sideline.
Nice job defensively by Country Day. That time they ran a receiver straight up the field, had the inside guy break into the outcut. Country Day not fooled. Kay did a good job taking what the defense would give him, picked up the yardage and lined up for the next play.
Well, you saw number 75 for the Yellow Jackets, Chris Edens. 6'4" and 250 and a sophomore. So he's not done growing. Third now and 4. To the left goes Kay. Back to the right comes Kay. And 3 of the Yellow Jackets bring him down. Chris Hogan among them, along with Kenny Demmons, who is all over the field defensively.
Great penetration by Country Day that time. Tried to go to the wide side of the field, up and out. Too much penetration, tried to cut it back, pick up some yardage. Good pursuit by Country Day's defense. That was a coverage sack. That time there was no one open. Nice job by Kay.
Demmons is the defensive star in these Yellow Jackets. Gray, the offensive star. O'Neal, Swanson, and Buford back deep for Country Day. Buford will find a handle, spin, and then get it all the way to midfield. Country Day has gone through a stretch in which the head coach Dan McLean says, yeah, we had to ride some rather tough rapids, but gradually they were coming on. This senior class began to gain in experience and confidence, turned things around dramatically last year. Had the second round loss to Madison Heights Madison, and this year 10-3 and into the state championship game. Flags fly prior to the snap.
Dead ball, false start, offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Really?
And that seems to be the call du jour. Lots of nervous twitches up front. You can see a little bit more angst on the face of Dan McLean. Looking for some kind of spark. 1st and 15 now. Stefan Ida, quarterback. Gray can't find anything up front. Comes outside and finds all kinds of running room. Down to the 22-yard line before Steve Fauscher knocks him out of bounds.
Well, that's what Tony Scarselli was talking about. Broken play. They stuffed him. He just bounces it back, comes across, cuts it back across the field, turns the corner, almost breaks it all the way. That's the problem when you got a great one like number 24, Jonas Gray. At any time, he's a threat to go all the way.
31 yards on the pickup. From the 24-yard line. That's where he was ruled down. 1st and 10 now. The Yellow Jackets trying to answer. There's Gray again. Dancing his way through the inner workings of the offensive and defensive line. One of those slow developing plays that, as we talked about, doesn't look like it's much, but when the whistles blow, he's picked up 9.
Where they just put a lead blocker in front of him, isolating on that linebacker. He just picks his way, leans forward, good body lean, keeps his feet moving, and again, great run. You look up and he's got 9 yards.
You can see just carrying a couple of the Mariners with him the last few yards. 2nd and 1. No. That was destined for nothing. John Lizjek meeting Andre Buford at the line of scrimmage.
Lizjek coming up again from his cornerback position, making a big play. Just a little trap inside. Lizjek coming up. Great pursuit again, all over. 5-6 helmets to the ball. Exactly what Marine City does best on defense.
Country Day starts 3 seniors and 2 juniors up front. The center is Tim McLean, the nephew of the head coach of the Yellow Jackets. 3rd and 9 now. He looks up top. He throws a rainbow that is beyond the reach of everybody. Patrick Leary defending on the play. Attempted, the pass was intended for Patrick Leary.
Good job defensively, John.
Batchelor and Fauscher doing a good job defensively.
Trying to take advantage of that height. Just a 3-step drop thrown up in the corner of the end zone. And again, those experienced defensive backs from Marine City doing a nice job.
Well, we had seen a field goal try from this general area of the field a little bit earlier in the game. On a 4th down. This time the Yellow Jackets will go. 4th and 9. Heed. Nothing to it. And a fumble. Well, it matters not. It was 4th down. Sean Duvall and Mike Matiniak there to greet Stefan Eid.
Trying a little bootleg, and Matiniak, their leading tackler, not fooled at all. Coming up with a big play to stop that drive.
So while it looked like Country Day might be in business offensively, might be threatening the tying score, Marine City holds and they take over on downs. After the fumble, actually. The 26, and off inside. Jamal Abrams. Down the sideline he goes. Before Mose Hogan knocks him out of bounds. A big play for the Mariners here.
Great little cut there. This kid's only a freshman. Jamal Abrams is a freshman. Great maneuver, great feet breaking it to the outside. Look at him outrun that secondary. There's a star in the making right there.
39 yards on the gain for Abrams and the Mariners. And they have it at the Country Day 35. So this has not been the game that we expected to see. Pump fake. Kay goes up top. Oh, he had a man. Joe Wesley, the intended target.
Well, they're trying to spread them out, John. They got a little stop route, a little pump, and then they're running guys down the middle. Country Day's free safety did a good job staying home, but they could have hit that pass as well.
You can see the frustration on the face of Brendan Kay. And so they'll regroup and face 2nd and 10. He's still sour about that. Let it go, Brendan. Back under center. Inside handoff to Wesley. He's tripped up at the line of scrimmage. Short gain on the play. Falling forward. Give him about 1.5 yards. 3rd and 8. Marine City fans holding their collective breath. Country Day faithful trying to make some noise. Another one of those big plays in this ball game. Kay wants to throw. His pass off the hands of Alleman. So the incomplete pass sets up 4th down.
Just a little roll out to the right that time. Probably should have a little more touch on it. It was a catchable ball. They tried to run a guy free and get a guy into the flat. Country Day did a good job defensing that.
The timeout being called on the field, and Marine City will use their 2nd one. So they will head into the further reaches of this game with only 1 in their pocket. But an important stretch of the game in the opinion of Tony Scarselli. Will continue with his team up by 7 on Detroit Country Day. That's right, we are talking football on the day after Thanksgiving. We have told you at great length about the skills of Brendan Kay. He also has great will. There was a moment against Warren Fitzgerald where the Mariners were down after Fitzgerald scored with 22 seconds to go, but Kay came into the game. He hadn't played the whole game because of a hamstring pull. 2 passes later, Marine City had a win that has propelled them into the championship game, in part because of their sensational season. Empty backfield now for Kay. He's looking to throw. He'll throw it downfield. He's got a man. Touchdown! On 4th down, Chad Alleman.
I guess it was a good call to make a timeout there. John, what do you think?
From 33 yards away.
What a throw. They're bringing the kitchen sink, just a soft roll to the right. He's got Alleman on a skinny post through the center of the field. Actually, it was relatively well covered. Great throw, unbelievable catch. Great concentration by Alleman.
2 Yellow Jackets just in front of him.
Oh.
And he put it exactly where he had to put it.
What a catch.
The point after is good. And Marine City has doubled their lead to 14-0. On a 4th down touchdown hookup from Kay to Alleman. Wow.
Here it is, just a soft roll going over the top, a skinny post. He lets it go. What confidence in the receiver, Alleman. Look at him lay out in the concentration. Great call by Coach Tony Scarselli. He did not want to kick to 20 or 24. He realized, you know what, I'm going to take my chances. I'm confident in my defense, and I'm going to show them that I'm confident in them, and we're going to go for it on 4th down.
And the backfield was empty. Everybody was in a pattern. And the pattern that Alleman ran led to a touchdown. Under 7.5 now in the 3rd quarter. Brendan Kay comes right back. He'll kick it off. With Gray and Buford back deep. And this time he kicks it. Jonas Gray trying to find some running room. Great open field tackle by John Liszczek.
I'll tell you, Liszczek is all over the field today. He is playing one tremendous game defensively on special teams. That kid is a force to be reckoned with.
This is exactly what Country Day wants, the football in Jonas Gray's hands. 5 plays and 74 yards on the touchdown. Over 1:04. Back comes Country Day. Can they answer? Great. Nice pickup. Nothing flashy. Fauscher and Matiniak on the stop. $45 yards on 3 carries.
That's not bad, but Jonas Gray coming off the field. He's getting some attention on the bench.
He's taking some hits today, John.
O'Neal Swanson, short of first down yardage. Sean Duvall, the 6'2", 200-pound senior, making the stop for Marine City. 3rd and 1 now. Kenny Demmons is into the game, and he is in the backfield. He's blocking just ahead of Swanson. Kenny Demmons creating a hole for a first down.
Right there, going right behind 55. Ted Brady, he's their #1 lineman. Big first down.
Country Day needs something to start feeling great about themselves. They have yet to score. That almost never happens to this vaunted offense. And yet they have 8 first downs. Marine City only 3. Swanson again. Latiniak again with a stop, but not before O'Neal has picked up about 6 yards. Buford in, Swanson out. We do not see Jonas Gray in the ball game.
He's been out for a few plays.
Demmons in motion. Whoa, boy. Liszczyk just avoided the pancake block that Demmons tried to lay on him. Great job by John Liszczyk.
Look at Liszczyk taking him on. Penetration, look at him cleaning up penetration from the inside. Great pursuit.
And woofing a little bit.
Think he's fired up?
Eight tackles in the ball game for Johnny Liszczyk.
Coming off the corner.
3rd and 6. Gray back in there. He stopped short of the first down. So we don't want to suppose that Jonas is not running at full speed, but Dan McLean allowed that he is banged up a little bit when we talked to him at halftime. 4th and 1, and this is one of those talk about it kind of moments.
Sure.
Country Day will do exactly that. With 4:05 to play in the 3rd quarter. They'll try to figure out, what do we want to do here? Marine City trying to figure out, what is Country Day going to do here? The Mariners up by 14 as we approach the 4th at Ford Field. 14-0 on top of the Mariners beating Country Day. And tune in next month for tape coverage of the state volleyball finals. Saturday, December 15th, it's the Class D and C finals at noon and 2 p.m. Then on Saturday, December 22nd, catch the A and B championship matches at 1:30 and 3:30 MHSAA volleyball December 15th and 22nd on FSN Detroit. On 4th and 1, Jonas Gray with enough for the first down, or so it would seem. That's a big play.
Yeah, they just run a little power isolation behind 55. They put Brady in there at fullback. Just follow his fullback.
Country Day keeps the chains moving. Full house backfield behind Stefan Eid. Jonas Gray working his way through traffic. Oh, he just could not pull away. Great tackle by Liszczyk.
Again,
as Gray was finding some open running room. Liszczyk with a nice ankle tackle.
Look at Liszczyk. He's 150 pounds, bringing down 220 pounds. 150 pounds. What a game that guy's having.
hanging on for dear life. First down yardage for Jonas Gray. Here he comes again. Gain on that play of about 7. So gradually the yardage is piling up.
Just power on.
For number 24.
You know, you got to give Dan McLean, he believes in his power football. He's going to stay with it. He thinks, you know, they can move the chains. They have plenty of time. He's going to keep pounding them and see if they can wear down Marine City.
Almost twice as much success in the third quarter as he had in the first half for Jonas Gray. To the outside. Down the sideline. Shoestring tackle by Steve Fauscher prevented a touchdown.
Well, he's starting to run downhill now. Nothing fancy, but Jonas Gray starting to heat up. Here it is, just an off tackle. Great block there. Great block on the corner. He turns it. Nice open field tackle to prevent the touchdown.
8 of 27 on the play. And they're inside the 15 of the Mariners. So not only does Country Day believe that Jonas Gray is catching fire, so too does Marine City. Swanson. He just keeps rumbling.
Nice change-up, good individual effort. Good individual effort.
Corey Weaver has to make the stop ultimately, but after Swanson wriggled out of a couple of tackles.
Here it again, just bouncing it outside. Liszczyk again almost makes another big tackle. He busts through it. Country Day is starting to wear down Marine City. They're a smaller football team, and they've been on the field. They've played a lot of plays. They're doing a great job, but it's starting to take its toll.
2nd and 2. Gray. Or he could not get a block that he needed, and still squeezes his way to the 2-yard line for a first down.
Like all great backs, he keeps his balance. He keeps going forward. He keeps leaning forward. And again, off tackle, just bouncing it outside, using his great quickness. It's tough for one guy to bring him down. Look how low he gets his shoulders.
Well, you saw the wide receiver Patrick Leary wanted to hit somebody, but wisely realized that would probably be a clip. 82 yards on the current drive. Chewing up yardage and clock.
Knocking on the door.
Jonas. Touchdown. So it took them a while, but the Yellow Jackets are on the board. And they did so exactly as you'd expect, behind number 24.
Good kick out block. Nice block by Kenny Demmons. Great effort. Demmons on a big kick out block. Well, you got to give him credit. He stuck with what got him there. He's not panicked. Great job, great execution. They're starting to take its toll on Marine City.
As he did in the semifinal win over Zeeland West. He's just imposing his will on the opponent. Marine City's lead in this game is cut to a 7-point advantage. So we've got us a ball game again. Jonas getting a little more work on the sideline after a very, very impressive drive for the Yellow Jackets. And the broadcast of this game is a copyrighted presentation of the Michigan High School Athletic Association and FSN Detroit. No reproduction, retransmission, or other distribution of the images, descriptions, or accounts of this game may take place without the express written consent of the MHSAA and FSN Detroit. And as I have battled a cold here, and you have heard my voice changing before your very ears, I'm guessing that very few people would want any reproduction of the descriptions of this game, but if you were so inclined, you can't. So there. 14-7 now. Marine City looking to answer. And the Yellow Jacket faithful, they get excited again. Finally something to be excited about. 13 plays, 84 yards on the scoring drive. It took 5:44 off the clock.
John, we got to take a look here. Marine City has a real unique kick return. They call it Starburst. And you can see the formation they're lining up. They got 5 up front, 2, and they got 4 in like a triangle formation.
Modi Pyatt with a kickoff. And he will squib it. And the starburst didn't happen.
They didn't do it this time.
Lizchek, all over the field, gets another opportunity. And he fields it cleanly and brings it out to the 33-yard line. And from there, it's 1st and 10 for Brendan Kay and the rest of the Mariners. $1:37 to play in the third. The fourth of our 4 championship games here at Ford Field on FSN on this day. We hope you've enjoyed our coverage. We've had a ball bringing it to you. Timeout, Country Day. Well, there have been some curiously called timeouts in this game. And that will result in each team having one as we continue to play in the third quarter.
Going down the stretch could be a problem.
It's not the first time the Country Day has been to this point in a football season. Back in 1999, they won it all. And they did so with a win over Muskegon Orchard View. And on that team is the brother of Shane Battier, a big part of the Yellow Jackets' success. Jeremy Battier making that catch right there. And the Yellow Jackets had a win.
I bet you didn't know which football camp Shane Battier went to when he was in 7th grade.
Did he go to the Royal Oak Shrine?
Yes, he did.
Is that right?
That's why he's playing basketball.
well done, John. You created another career for the lad. Inside handoff. Great misdirection by the Mariners. Joe Wesley forced out of bounds by O'Neal Swanson, but not before a rather stout gain. He fooled away to the 46.
Coming out of a full house backfield, little misdirection. Going back to the old school, just a little trap inside. Joe Wesley, the great pole vaulter, taking it up the sidelines, busted it for some big yardage.
21-yard gain for Joe Wesley. One of the top pole vaulters in the country, in fact, and that's where his future is in collegiate track and field. Jamal Abrams getting another chance. Stopped by Kenny Devins. We're seeing the grinding process of this game.
Well, you know the base offense of Marine City has always been the wing T, but because of their personnel, Tony Scarcella has been able to adjust and open up and do some other things. But in their heart of hearts, they're a wing T team, and they've always been able to go back to their roots and run the football.
Sometimes the shotgun is the basic of the wing T. Okay, changing the play at the line of scrimmage. He might have taken too much time to do so. But our friend Craig Wyrick will tell us.
Dead ball, delay of game, offense, 5-yard penalty from the previous spot, so 2nd down.
He and I are connected. We're good. Hands on hips for Tony Scarcelli. Ugh. If you could see the little thought balloon above his head. 2nd and 10 now. That's a huge development. Another inside handoff. Basically the same play that they ran just moments ago for 21 yards. Wesley squirts forward. Gets it inside the 40. Demons again with a stop.
Little misdirection again. Quick hitter to Joe Wesley.
Now a 3rd and 4 situation for Marine City. Here comes the crowd from the shotgun. Kay's going to keep it. And he's going to get a 1st down. You have to honor his ability to throw the football at any point in his scramble.
Look at him, just a quarterback sweep left. He got 6'4", 220 coming down, lowering his shoulders, fighting for that first down, picking it up. That's a great thing when you got an athlete back there, a quarterback. He can play defense, he can run, he does it all.
So with Marine City driving yet again, we're headed toward the fourth quarter here at Ford Field. The Mariners up by a touchdown on Detroit Country Day. The final football action of this day is straight ahead on FSN Detroit.
The MHSAA football finals on FSN Detroit are brought to you by Eastern Michigan University. Education first. And by Officials for Kids. High school game officials improving the quality of hospital care for kids across the state.
Just underway in the fourth quarter. Wesley. Oh, with a fingernail tackle by O'Neal Swanson. Wesley headed towards the end zone, but he could not escape Swanson's death grip.
Look at that power eye here, just a little inside trap, getting Wesley the ball. Look at that individual effort. Breaking to the outside, hanging on for dear life, waiting for his buddies to get there. Good pursuit by Country Day.
A 16-yard pickup for Joe Wesley. That's a big play inside the 20 now. A little misdirection.
Crossbuck out of the dead tee.
Chad Allman, the ball carrier.
We've seen a lot of formations today. That was a dead tee, just a little crossbuck there. Country Day doing a good job defending.
A dead tee, you say?
Dead tee, straight across, as opposed to a live tee.
Or if you've seen my golf game, a broken tee. Now from the 18th, 2nd and 9. Brendan Kay looking to pass, under pressure, under substantial pressure. Gets rid of it, got him in! Wesley! Just when you thought he was going to throw it away, he found Wesley.
Great players make great plays. Unbelievable individual effort. Again, a dead tee, right? A little fake inside. Tremendous pressure. He reverses his field, comes across the grain, right? That's stuff that you just can't coach, right? That's an individual effort. Unbelievable. That's why he's an all-state quarterback right there.
Off the wrong foot. Big gain. Third and about a half a yard. Okay, we'll just muscle it ahead. Enough for the first down.
It's interesting because when you're in a big game like this, right, both coaches are smart. They're going to go down with their horse. Whether it's Jonas Gray or Country Day or Brendan Kay, those guys are going to keep the ball in those players' hands, and they're going to make or break or win this football game.
Well, now we're in a situation where those timeouts taken could come back to bite. Because Marine City already up by a touchdown and inching toward the goal line. Country Day only has one timeout left, as does Marine City. Shotgun. Kay with a keeper. Chris Jackson making the stop. Nice faked handoff to Wesley, though. Kay a little slow getting up.
Country Day was in their goal line, even front defense. They just went with a little inside option quarterback keeper. They like the big guy running the football inside the 10-yard line.
And he has a nose for the goal line. As we have mentioned, 15 yards total running and passing over the course of the last 3 playoff games for Marine City. Already has 1 touchdown here. Kay keeps it, throws it, all of it, touchdown.
Great call, great call.
Nice fake, pulled it back, had a guy wide open, clicked with Chad Allman.
Ball fake in there, releases the ball, outside release, completely fooled Country Day. Gutsy call, well executed, great play.
Wesley doing a nice job of selling the fake. And now Marine City trying to get the Marcel Nowak point after, and they do. And they're up by 14 now with under 9 minutes to play in the ball game.
Well, and this is not the position. Country Day is not one of those quick strike outside of Jonas Gray teams, and you're going to have to put the ball and have the quarterback eat. He's going to have to make some plays as well as Jonas Gray to get these guys caught up.
We're going to step aside. A couple of K to Alleman touchdown passes. Part of a 21-7 lead for Marine City over Detroit Country Day. The other touchdown of Brendan K. Sneak. Well, they're reasonably satisfied, but the job is not yet done for Marine City. The MHSAA is providing a series of student leadership workshops for entire leagues and conferences throughout the 2007-2008 school year, focusing on the roles and responsibilities of being a team captain. Upwards of 2,000 students from over 200 schools are expected to attend this year's Captain's Clinic series. For more information, visit MHSAA.com. One of the captains for Marine City is their quarterback, Brendan Kay.
You know, he was made a captain, John, middle of his sophomore year.
That says a lot.
We got to give the offensive coordinator for Marine City, Ron Golodich. He's been with Tony Scarcelli for 18, 19 years. He's the architect of this offense. Great play call. He calls all the plays. Tremendous play call just now.
Well, not eye-popping numbers for Kay, but the 3 touchdowns are what matters. And very nice return by Jonas Gray. And he is met by his close personal friend, John Lischek. They have gotten to know each other very well. And a very nice Gray return to the 42-yard line. 32-yard return on the play. And you can see that the legend is growing, and Gray's back on the sideline.
He's taking some shots.
Eat at quarterback. The converted tight end. Looking to throw. Connected to Fowler. And he'll stumble forward to about the 47 before Matt Connon tripped him up.
Just a little flanker screen there to Benny Fowler. He's their big play pass receiver. If they got to get a play in the passing game, it's usually to Benny Fowler. That time they tried to isolate him out there on the cornerback, and a nice job defensively by Marine City.
They'll pick up on the play of about 4. 2nd and 6 now for the Yellow Jackets. Neil Swanson. He'll bowl his way in the arms of Michael Matiniak. Close to a first down. 3rd and a half yard.
And Gray's back in the game.
Just needed a blow, apparently. All right, a must-convert situation for Country Day. And stopped in the backfield is Jonas Gray. They are just getting to him before he can get his motor running.
Well, you're bringing a guy off the corner, Matthew Kahn. Well, actually, he came inside. Great play coming from the linebacker position. Not very big, but he sticks his head right in there. Came up with a huge play.
Well, the Mariners are just finding seams in the offensive line of the Yellow Jackets. And that's making life miserable for Buford and Gray and Swanson in the Yellow Jackets backfield. 4th and 1.
Coming right behind. Oh, quarterback sneak.
Stefan Eden bulls his way forward. And I think he got it. Corey Weaver on the stop. First down. So there is some Yellow Jacket faithful breathing a little more regularly now. But they absolutely have to push this one in. Under 7 minutes to play.
Well, and the one thing you know, right, is when you have 24 on the field, you're one play away from a touchdown, and always a threat.
He's still in the backfield. Eid going up top. He's got a man. Incomplete. Almost a great catch by Fowler, with Steve Fauscher defending on the play.
Just an up route there by Benny Fowler. Eid let it go. Very, very close. Almost a completion.
That's a well-thrown ball by Stefan Eid. And he thought he had it. No, what? Huh? What? Oh, wrapped. 2nd and 10 now. So the Yellow Jackets took their shot. Back to the ground game. Gray again. Met in the backfield again. Great penetration for the Mariners.
Connon again coming from the linebacker position. He's been unblockable on this series.
With some help from Zach Batchelor on that play. Connon, 5'8", 165-pound junior.
I tell you, those little guys they got in the secondary, I mean, they are swarming.
Loss of a couple, 3rd and 12. Out pattern. Benny Fowler has it go off the tips of his fingertips. John Liszczak on the coverage.
Who else but number 3?
And we're right back to a 4th and 12 situation. And Country Day will use their last timeout. And they kind of have to. Facing a have-to-convert-it kind of situation right now. Down by 2 touchdowns to Marine City. Approaching the final moments of the Division IV championship. Well, the Mariners defense has been the story behind their 14-point lead on Detroit Country Day, and we'll see some totals of those who have stood out defensively for Tony Scarselli and the Mariners. Matiniak, Connon, Fauscher, Liszczak, you've heard their names all evening long, and Country Day kind of knew this was coming. Because
watch this one, John. They went on a flea flicker last week. See if they're coming back again.
Eid to the air. An attempt at the flea flicker, it looked like, or a hook and ladder anyway. Patrick Leary got enough yardage for the first down. Wow, that's a huge play for the Yellow Jackets. I started to say that Country Day knew that Marine City was going to be pretty good because Flint Powers beat the Yellow Jackets pretty well, and Marine City beat Flint Powers pretty well. Jonas Gray, the ball carrier. And the same story. Not much running room. He will get a decent number when all is said and done. But he has not been the offensive dynamo that the Yellow Jackets hope to have against a Marine City defense that has been most impressive.
And that was one of the keys to winning, that Tony Scarselli said, is you got to contain Jonas.
Eid up top. Almost a great catch by Fowler on a second attempt. Liszczak and Fauscher down there for the Mariners.
Just a jump ball, little 3-step drop. He put it up in some air. See who can win this jump ball. Fowler going up, almost comes back with the tip. Good defense by the cornerbacks of Marine City.
Jostling in the process, but Fowler could not come down with the football. Country Day is a bit perplexed right now. 3rd and 7. Eid under pressure. Loses the football. Buford picks it up. And he'll get it back to the 30-yard line.
That time Joe Wesley came off the corner untouched. There was a corner blitz. Nobody picked him up.
Joe Wesley is vaulting into prominence in this game. Here he comes, look out.
That was a quick route to the quarterback right there.
Ends up play by Buford. 4th and 5 now. And for Detroit Country Day, this could be the ball game. Heed. Pass attempted for Patrick Leary. Fauscher defending on the play. And Marine City will take over on downs.
Here it is. Just a 5-step drop, a little square in, thrown a little behind him. Would have been a tough catch, but fortunately for Marine City, he dropped it, and ball gets turned over on downs.
Stefan Eade knows that he had him. Just off the fingertips of Leary. And now with Country Day having no more timeouts, a sustained Marine City drive will bring them a state championship. Abrams dancing his way out to the 35-yard line.
They're going right back to the wing tee.
Would that be the dead wing or the
live wing? Or the chicken wing?
And the clock continues to run. And hope begins to build on the Marine City side of Ford Field. All of those in yellow. Brendan Kay looking to pass.
Oh.
Downfield he goes.
Oh.
What a catch!
What a call!
Brent Wild downfield on sort of a wounded duck.
Great play fake there by Brendan Kay. Throws it up, takes a big hit, doesn't even see the completion. Look at this. Stands right in there, takes a huge hit from Kenny Demons. Lets it go.
A 37-yard gain.
What a call there by Ron Glodich. Now that's some guts right there.
Wild pulling it away from Chris Jackson. And they're inside the 30 with now 3 minutes to go in the ball game. Wesley finding some room off the right side. Brandy and Demons on the stop. And Wesley banged up a little bit. But then who isn't? Tony Scarcelli can't even think about it yet.
No, he's coaching till the last whistle.
Up by 2 touchdowns with the football. And just over 2 minutes to play in Country Day territory. Stopped in the backfield by Buford is Joe Wesley. But tick-tock, tick-tock.
Very impressive second half performance and first half defensively for Marine City, but that offense in second half came out and made some great plays, controlled the line of scrimmage, really came out and won this game in the second half for Marine City.
They were able to withstand a little spurt by Country Day. Jonas Gray got it going a little bit, but they contained him for the most part. Abrams muscling his way to about the 24-yard line before Jason Ray and Ted Brady bring him down.
So 2 good football teams, 2 good football programs.
Absolutely.
Both coaches are very, very good high school football coaches. You can tell. You can tell by the way they played, their discipline, the plays that they ran, the consistency. These guys, you can see why they're the cream of the crop for Division IV.
Under a minute to play. 4th down. And the Mariners will just let the clock run. They'll take their last time out, squeezing all the time possible off that clock. The headset is off. And now a little bit of celebration is creeping in. Country Day needs a miracle at this point.
Well, they'll try and get as many guys as they can in the game so that they can show them and they can tell their kids that they played in the state championship game. And,
let's hear from the head coach of the Marine City Mariners talking about his all-state quarterback, Brendan Kay.
He has a great arm. He's a great leader. We made him a captain midway through his sophomore season. And he's an opportunistic runner. If nothing's there, he'll put his head down and he'll run you over. Good thing about Brendan is he's a great quarterback, but he's not just a quarterback, he's a football player. He can play defensive end, he can play safety, he can kick the football, in addition to just being an outstanding quarterback. That these last 3 games in the playoffs has all been close. He's done a phenomenal job accounting for 5 touchdowns either by running or passing in each of those games.
Somewhere in Cincinnati, Brian Kelly is smiling tonight. Former coach of Grand Valley in Central Michigan, now coaching the Bearcats of Cincinnati. Knows that Brendan Kay is going to be one of his quarterbacks of the future. And so the Mariners will turn the ball over on downs. Country Day with no timeouts remaining and down 2 touchdowns. Takes over with 37 ticks still to play.
Well, we saw some great players out here today, Jeff. Both sides of the ball. You could tell why Jonas Gray has the accolades that he does. Kenny Demons, Brandon Kay, and a lot of these no-name guys on the defense. Marine City were outstanding.
Lizjek, Matiniak. Well, there's one of those sort of gadget plays that didn't work out so well. Leary handing off to Fowler. So the pass was completed, and then the ball fumbled away and out of bounds.
Conan, Lizjek, Matiniak. You could go on the list. These guys were calling their names.
Brendan Kay has entered the game defensively. With 30 seconds left. Marine City having come in 12-1 on their way to the 13th win of the season, which gets them a state championship. Aid heaves it downfield. And nobody is there. Jonas Gray, the attempted receiver. The motto for Tony Scarselli was get better every day. And he thought that last year they had a better team than this year when the approach was to go to Ford Field.
Well, this is the second state championship that Tony Scarselli will be a part of. In 1978, he was a captain of Warren Woods, and they won the state championship. And now he comes back and wins it as a coach. Congratulations, great tribute.
And around to Fowler. Got to make something happen down the sidelines. And he is knocked out of bounds by Matt Conant. Now 15 seconds to go. And the Yellow Jackets needed to strike quickly and twice. And it looks like they're going to run out of time. Gain of 26 on that play. Into Mariners territory. And congratulations to Country Day on a terrific year as well. They've been coming. Every team has known about the talent that Dan McLean has had on his team. Jonas Gray, Kenny Demons. Gray off to Notre Dame, Demons off to Michigan. He puts it up. And he is leveled is the receiver, Benny Fowler, by Lizjek. On his way to the football, but to Dan McLean's great dismay, that was ruled an uncatchable ball.
Danny runs a great program over there at Country Day. Fine job, and you could see, you know, they had a couple tough years a while back. He's turned this thing back around, and he'll always be in striking distance. He runs a great program. It's a class program, and hats off to him. They did a great job this year.
Yeah, it has been our fortune to get to know all of the coaches that whose games we have broadcast on this day, and we'll do so tomorrow. McClain and Scarcella, two of the class guys in college football, and Jonas Gray, the ball carrier, on the last play of the season for Marine City and for Detroit Country Day. And Marine City celebrates the title.
Now you can breathe, Coach. Take a big, deep breath. Celebrate your championship.
We'll be back to wrap things up in a moment. It comes down to this. The Marine City Mariners just never let the Country Day offense breathe. And Marine City rode that sensational defensive effort to a 21-7 victory in the Division IV championship game here at Ford Field. Our next game is tomorrow at 10 a.m. with the Division VII championship game featuring Traverse City, St. Francis, and Mendon. Now for John Wangler, I'm John Keating saying so long from Ford Field with a final score in the Division IV title game, Marine City 21, Detroit Country Day 7. You've been watching high school football on FSN Detroit. For now, so long, good night from Ford Field.